warrior. This is a serious discussion, but it is something I want each and every one of you to be aware of. First of all, got to get the housekeeping out of the way because we are on a mission to get to the front of the pack here on YouTube. Please make sure you are subscribed to the channel, you like the videos, and please share these videos and let's leverage the internet for good. Share them on your platforms because we want the information to get out there. Now, I'm going to share with you something called Big Tech Internal Docs. Known and ignored. These are actual, this is just a sampling of meta documentation. About 100 pages. There are thousands more. Internal memos of actual employees, how they discussed our kids at Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp. Marketing, what they thought of our kids. Calling kids animals, they're little herd animals, they'll do anything. Bottom line being that you're probably never going to see these internal docs, but they come directly from the court case that was in California about a month ago, where Meta was held responsible for harms to children. It was a product liability. They produced a product by design that harmed kids. And we know this again, how? We know it from whistleblowers that worked at Meta and came forward. We know it from internal documents that nobody thought any of us would ever get our hands on. And also from educators that came forward, from psychologists, psychiatrists, medical doctors that came forward and said about the youth mental harms and had all kinds of correlations and proof. And also from kids themselves telling us how they felt. Parents, we call them survivor parents, children who have been harmed by social media. I'm going to leave it at that, read between the lines. This past week, we had an incredible vigil held on Capitol Hill on the West Lawn. We had 60 survivor parents fly in from around the country. We had roses placed, long lines of roses, 100 roses, 150 roses maybe. I'm still absorbing all of that. It was a lot to take in. Each rose represented 150 roses. Each rose represented 150 children. All, do the math, all harmed by the internet. And that's where I got my hands on. I was given this package of internal documents. So let's think about this for a minute. Why am I telling you about this? Because we have a chance now, as we sit at the forefront of AI, artificial intelligence, before it totally gets out of hand. Yes, it's there already, but we now know harms. We now have more people aware. We have more parents involved. We have more legislators. I want to tell you our event, the Vigil on Capitol Hill. We called it Congress. Choose families and kids or choose big tech. You can't have both. Because as a broken record, I'm telling you this all the time, right now we have, last I heard, was Meta employs, for instance, one lobbyist for every 4 members of Congress. Used to be 1 in 6, now it's 1 in 4. Who knows, could be 1 in 2. That's not the point though. The point is they have an imprint on Congress. They're in the ear of our Congress, who, by the way, work for us. Remember, we the people, our money, right? Paying them. They're in the ear of their legislative aides and their councils, chief counsel, whatever, all these titles everybody has. But this is the proof that was needed so that we can go forward. And now that we know these things, we can talk about, look, we are pro-innovation at the Warriors. We are pro-technology. We are not looking to ban or make AI go away, but we want it to be constructed ethically for kids especially. We want it to work for kids as opposed to kids work for AI. So I wanted to give you a little bit of sampling of this, but before I do, I want to share with you our vigil was followed by, well, first of all of Congress was invited, right? And we only had 2 senators show up. Two, with all those hundreds of employees, right? Because legislative aides, assistants, everybody was invited. 2, Senator Marsha Blackburn and Senator Richard Blumenthal, both of them sponsoring the Kids Online Safety Act, Senate version 1748. And that is with the duty of care. And we need all of you, House.gov, Senate.gov, urging your representatives to go there, take action, because you always ask me what you can do. This is it. And it's very simple. And I'll put it in the body of this video, but I urge you to support Kids Online Safety Act, Senate Version 1748. That's it. Thank you. But you got to go to house.gov, senate.gov. Make sure you know who are your representatives, but more than that, you got to have an email contact, a phone number, a mailing address. If you are going to be that warrior like, which we love. It is easy though to drop an email. Okay, it is easy, a tad harder, but not really that hard. Takes a little more effort to leave a phone message, because most likely you'll get somebody pick up, they'll take a message. But they do, I'm here to say, they do keep track of all these messages, and they do matter. Okay, when they're getting now 4 to 6 on the same subject matter messages, they address. Okay, and if nobody's there, you leave the message on the answering machine. So of course it's better to do it during the day, but if you're so inclined, you're working, you're overwhelmed, which everybody is, even on a Friday night, a Saturday, nobody's in the office, leave it on the answering machine. Is that what it's called today? Or leave a message, I should say. And that will count. And we appreciate that so much. That is a warrior's move. But let me give you a little sampling of these front and back memos, what they were saying. First of all, predatory tech companies, big tech. I'm talking about Meta right now because Meta was our recent wins with the 2 lawsuits, one in New Mexico, one in California. California, remember, product liability, knowingly putting out a product that harms. New Mexico was consumer protection laws, knowingly having predators online with children. So big tech is so used to getting away with everything because they hide behind Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act, which tells them all the time, you know what, you're a billboard, you're a newsstand, you have no responsibility for third-party content. I get that. Don't you get that? But that was developed in legislation, that was put out there, law in 1996. And and I know, 30 years, a lot has changed. We have tons more platforms, apps, gaming, everything, okay? Remember, the predators go on. Wherever the kids are, so are the predators. And because kids spend at least 4 to 7 hours a day online, that's where the predators are. Just sharing that with you. And also what they're doing on these platforms now, for instance, gaming, they get the child, teen, young person to go into the direct messages, just so you know, so they can continue the conversation about meeting up or exchanging nude images or whatever they're talking about, this predatory behavior. Be aware of that. Talk to your kids. Ask them if that ever happened. Did a stranger ever ask you to go to the DMs? But I want to share with you these big tech internal documents, just a couple of things so you understand. First of all, predatory tech companies claim they do not allow underage children on their platforms and that they do not know when a child is underage. Internal documents establish otherwise. And this is what this whole package is laying out. Remember, only a sampling, these few pages front and back, thousands more pages. Predatory tech companies claim to have parental controls and similar safety features when in fact they know that their safety features are ineffective, hard to find, and difficult to use. According to employees, that is the point. These companies prioritize profit over safety, and users pay the price. Predatory tech companies deny that they are designing for addiction, while internal documents acknowledge that addiction is the goal. This includes specific features as well as algorithmic programming choices, even and especially when aimed at vulnerable minors. And by the way, what minor is not vulnerable, okay? Okay, let's go to the next one. Meta has known for years that it is contributing to the sexual exploitation of minors. Instead of warning consumers, it spent years talking about whether it should implement bare minimum safety features for teens, with the determining factor being whether Meta could minimize negative impact to its own engagement. Next, miscellaneous meta documents studying the adolescent brain, moving too fast for safety, and making teen profiles more stalkable. Did you hear what I just said? Let me repeat that one. Miscellaneous and numerous meta, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, meta documents studying the adolescent brain is moving so fast for safety and making teen profiles more stalkable. So this is just a small fraction of the tech documents now in public record. It's really time to choose American Families or Big Tech Congress. And it's all laid out. You can find these online as well. thousands more pages. The bottom line is they know they're harming children. What are we going to do about it? First of all, we're going to be aware this is happening. You're going to talk to your kids. Number two, getting those devices, put them down for a little bit each day. Get off them. Get into, I always say it, setting the dinner table, having dinner together, going out for a walk, walking the dog, planting some plants, raking the leaves. Back to nature is also good for mental health for all of us, especially as we're facing springtime in the United States and weather's nice and just get back with nature as all the leaves are coming out and flowers blooming. Get involved in your school. Find out what are they doing about big tech. What are they doing about AI implementation? You have to. You have no choice in 2026. You have to now know what's happening, what's going on, and you got to add it to your daily routine. So with that being said, please always follow and support lynswarriors.org. To all of you out there who do donate, volunteers, send goods, donate services that we use, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. We are fighting hard. We are chipping away on a daily basis. We appreciate you. We will do the heavy lifting for you because we understand these issues are dark, they're complex, they're hard to absorb, and everybody is busy, focused on life and family and paying bills, and we get the whole thing. But we can't take our eye off of any of this because that's what the predators are counting on. And silence means you are complicit. So community creates change. We've got the Lynn's Warriors community. And every day, each and every day, when you wake up, start your day with, I'm going to go out and be a warrior. And it's all for the protection of our precious kids.